Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for a Visa, Oracle and AMD price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. We're gonna see what's going on in Visa here, where we have on the all-time history 1, 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5 for wave 3 in the yellow scenario, followed by a wave 4 of course, and then continuation towards the upside 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5 for a wave 5 in the yellow. Inside this wave 3, we have here potentially, of course, several 1, 2. We have 1, 2, 1, 2, wave 3, 4, 5, and 4 and a 5 still unfolding, of course, for higher prices. If we dive deeper on the 2 hours chart here, after this big wave 1, 2 here, we are looking at another 1 ABC wave 2, of course, for continuation for higher prices again. As you can see, followed by an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, which it might, of course, unfold to the 1.618 taken from the wave 1 to the wave 2 here to give us, of course, around the $380 as a common target. Of course, for wave 3, the uncommon target is 374, 1.38 here. So basically, I would say in this case scenario, you might be looking at this wave 3 as an impulse. By the way, the uncommon target is 1.27, which is 371. So basically, you are looking to this impulse as a formation for wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 towards the upside as a much higher possibility. Invalidation for this bullish scenario is taking the zone 1 here, of course, as invalidation for bullish. Your target might be 347 if the price moves down and takes this target. Therefore, yeah, you can expect something else is still unfolding, potentially a longer wave 2 here for a bigger wave 1, A, B, and a C towards the downside. If you take the low, of course, this is your confirmation that you might be in a longer wave 2 here, of course, towards the downside. This will transform to, of course, an A, B, and a C. Now, yeah, so these are the targets. After this, you might see, of course, a 4 and a 5. The main target for wave 5 might reach, of course, around the 1.618, taken, of course, from the wave 1 in the low here, and hitting, of course, a wave 5 around the 484. So you would like to see first, of course, the wave 3, wave 4, and you might get, of course, a wave 5 extended after it, because you will see 1, 2, 3 after it, and then 4 and a 5, even continuation for higher prices. Yep, so that was it for Visa, for the targets and the possibility and invalidation point to be watched. Let's move for Oracle. Starting with the all-time history for Oracle here, we are looking at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave A or a wave 1. After this, a deep correction, wave B or wave 2 has been given, and of course a leading diagonal wave 1, wave 2 followed of course by a big leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 1, wave 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 3. Your wave 5 is not finished yet. If we move inside this wave 5 to see how it is unfolding, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, no invalidation, followed by double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and a 5. Currently, you are finishing, of course, as this a final wave 5. Now, it can be, of course, in two scenarios. It can be here a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and potentially has given your final 4 and 5. So be careful, it might be finished already there, and we're moving towards the downside. Another possible scenario that it can be, of course, here an ending, a diagonal unfolding, meaning one more high. Can be very possible, of course, for a wave 1. But I would like to mention that here in the both case scenario, you almost finished, of course, with the target over there. If we're talking here about the wave 3 target, well, you have already reached the highest target, almost 2.618, of course, for a wave 5. So that is very interesting, or in case it is a wave 3. But basically, if you even put the 2.618, here we go, yep, for a wave 5. Very interesting, uncommon target, of course. It's very extended wave 5, but yes, still working perfectly with the 2.618 here. You might see, of course, a move towards the downside for a wave 2 very soon. Well, in case, of course, you still have one more leg towards the upside to finish an ending diagonal and heading towards the downside, of course, here for a wave 2. Regarding the timing, of course, we need to update the time here for a wave 2. Don't forget that this might be, of course, inside this blue box. Here we go. So we're gonna see, of course, how this is going to unfold. However, of course, I'm looking for lower. I'm not really interested. Potentially here, we need, of course, a correction, and we need to see a wave 2 before continuation for higher prices for a wave 3. Those are the targets given between the $189 and $173 for Oracle. All right, let's move for the next one, which is AMD. So for AMD, also starting here on the all-time history, we can see, of course, that we are in a potential wave 1 after an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a wave A, of course, can be also a possibility, followed by an A, B, and a C, of course, ending diagonal wave C for an expanding flat here, barely taking the low and starting to move impulsively toward the upside, a signal, of course, of strength, not getting very deep for the wave C in this expanding flat. Inside this move, we can see, of course, a 1, 2, wave 3, 4, and a 5. Potentially, of course, the wave 5 here can be, of course, an impulse, but obviously that it is in a formation of a triangle, running triangle, A, B, C, D, and a E, and then continuation toward the upside, especially that you have hit the 0.23 here, minimum target for a wave 4. Now, the time required is still, of course, I mean, it is achieved, but potentially still need to range in this triangle before the move towards the upside, unless, of course, you are in a W, X, and a Y, and you are looking at an impulse. We need, of course, some invalidation point here to be taken, which is the invalidation of this triangle here, as a signal, of course, for higher prices, right? Yep, so this is regarding the daily. If we move inside it on the 2 hours chart here, we can see a 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 3, wave 4, and a 5. Yes, are unfolding as an impulse here toward the upside. I believe that this wave 5 is very close to be done since it has hit perfectly the fib level and of course expected here, and we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially already finished. Can be, of course, something as ending diagonal as well can be finishing, but you have to be careful. You are barely here at the top, and of course in confluence you have the triangle, so you have to be careful. Of course, you might be also in a potential zigzag here. Can be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for example. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well, wave A, wave B, wave C, so you have to be careful, of course, from falling back, of course, for a wave E here as A, B, C, D, and an E. Let's label this also A, B, C, D, and an E, of course, which it can be playing as well at the same time a 1, 2. So you would like to see, of course, here there is a confluence between 1, 2, and of course a finished wave E, which it should finish in the middle of the triangle normally, but it can be also impulsive and try to trick us. But taking this low, of course, meaning invalidation of any bullish scenario, which is a little bit far possibility, but we're gonna keep it there. So invalidation of bullish by, of course, taking this price as $76, I would say 0.5. Let's say around the $76 can be, of course, an invalidation for this scenario. The target for higher prices, whether you break this invalidation from the top and the trend line, this is, of course, confirmation for the next blue box, which is, of course, between the 0.618 and the 1-to-1 fib level for 1,200 and 550. Very, of course, logarithmic fib level, but for precision here, you can see that you have, of course, in the all-time history an A, B, and a C. So the 1-to-1 fib level is exactly the accuracy here inside the target blue box, $713 to be watched. Yep, so that was it for AMD, Oracle, and Visa price prediction. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.